Hey guys, welcome to another video from Dedication. This is a channel where we put you in the middle of debt education. And today's video is really kind of outlining the principles that we're going to try to strive for as we make videos going forward. We're going to focus on three fundamental tenets that I think are integral to achieving financial freedom, to be able to get out from under the weight of crushing debt, and to be able to be able to take on the adventures and the things that we want to do with our lives that we might be constrained in doing right now. This is not a get rich quick channel. I'm not going to talk about, $3,000 a day side hustles and, make outlandish promises that are completely unrealistic and are foolish. And then in another video, we're going to talk about just that, how the financial niche on YouTube just preys on people with their glorified guru courses, or they're pushing a digital product. That's how many of them make their money. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to give practical tips and educate people on strategies that can help get them out of debt. And that way they can focus on the more important things in life, right? So three fundamental tenets that we're going to talk about. The first of which is bargaining, right? Number one is bargaining. And what do I mean by bargaining? I mean looking for bargains, deals. We want to maximize every cent that we spend in order to squeeze out the most value possible. And we can do this in various ways. If we need to buy a piece of technology or equipment, we want to make sure it's we're getting the best we can for money. There's, the law of diminishing returns, right? So after a certain point, things lose their value markedly. We can look at cars, for example. High-end vehicles don't tend to offer 2, 3, 4 times as much value as their lower-end counterparts. It's mostly a cachet thing at that point. So it's all about examining the value proposition and utilizing your resources appropriately and maximizing your dollars. So we'll talk about ways we can do that. And there are various resources online to help find bargains, whether or not that's in retail, with cars, homes. We want to make sure that we're utilizing our money as best as possible. And the things that we're purchasing, our purchasing power, we're putting it into goods and services that will last us as long as possible, for the least amount of money as possible. So bargaining is important because it minimizes the allocation of resources that you could otherwise spend to curtail debt and foster the growth towards financial independence. Number two is budgeting. This one's significantly more important because we all need a budget. One of the key elements that causes debt to initially take place is a lack of budgeting. Right now in the country, we're facing our biggest credit card debt in history. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount. And many of us are going to default on those statements. And I want to make sure that those of you who are listening, are equipped to handle some of those burdens appropriately. And so you don't have to get crushed. And so budgeting is really important. We talk about, looking at how much income you get on a given month, and then first and foremost, allocating what you need towards expenses, right? We need to make sure that the expenses are taken care of. And then from there, we trim the fat, so to speak. So outside of the expenses, we look at the bare essentials. Are we spending too much on dining out or going to the bar or, entertainment? Do we need to cut back there? And then once we solve that puzzle, we start looking at our debt. Can we pay more towards the debt we've accrued? And then, we look at methods to alleviate debt. So for example, like the snowball method of paying down high interest loans or credit cards with the lowest statement first, and then building momentum and paying off as much as you can. So these are strategies that we'll talk about as we talk about budgeting. Budgeting also, we have to factor in whether or not the income is enough. And sometimes earnings are just, maybe you're at a point in your life where you're just not earning what you want to earn. So we'll examine, jobs and career paths and legitimate side hustles that don't promise you the moon in your sleep. So we'll talk about those things. And lastly, number 3 is belief. Belief is crucial. This is the most important element. If you don't believe you can get out of your situation, then you won't. And it's going to take time and effort and consistency and sacrifice, but it's doable. And you will, at the end of the road, gain so many more skills going through this process of getting out of debt than you would have imagined. And it'll give you the resources that you wouldn't have otherwise gained had you not gone through this journey. So continue to believe in yourself and continue to strive, and you'll make it to the end of the road. So those are the three major tenets we're going to hold close to our chest as we tackle, issues related to debt and finance together. This channel is for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. In fact, I don't work in the financial industry. I've just had some trials and tribulations as a human being, and I've made and lost a lot of money. I've been able to get out from significant amounts of debt in my past, and I know a little bit about what it takes to manage a budget, be fiscally responsible, and operate as if every penny was my last. And so I want to share some of those things that I've learned. Again, I'm not out to sell a book or a course or push $1,000 program on you. My goals are simple. It's just providing you guys with tools and resources so you can tackle your situation a little bit better today than you might have yesterday. I look forward to making more videos with you guys, and if you like the content, please like and subscribe. All right, see you in the next one.